Because there's a lot of artists out here that think that they have to go viral in order to actually get real success in the music industry. And a lot of the industry, including a lot of these, supposed music marketers out here, always try to tell them that that's what they need to do. They need to go viral on social in order for their music to grow. But that's not the case. See, to grow a real successful career in music, you have to build a strong fan base. And yeah, a viral clip will actually help you get more attention, but what really matters is that connection that you build with your fans. And if you're just worrying about trying to go viral and doing the latest trend, you're never going to actually build a real fan base. And see, that's where a lot of artists end up failing.
My revolutionary faculties got me switching up the game and changing minds. Get them out the system, I'll be saving lives.
What's up, y'all? Harkos here with the Makin Cents Podcast, where it's all about music marketing, branding, and how to have success, real success as an independent artist. And a lot of people in the music industry, all these artists and bands, depending on what you classify yourself as, a lot of people think that, I gotta go viral with my short form content over on Instagram or TikTok in order for my music to blow up and for me to get a lot of fans. But having a viral clip doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually having success. It just means that you got a lot of eyeballs on that one piece of short form content. Now, if you're able to repeatedly go viral, then you can say that you're onto something and you can build on that. But a lot of times, what a lot of artists try to do is just try to find that one good clip. And you'll hear this all the time too in the music marketing realm. If you're watching a video like this, you're probably watching other channels that talk about music marketing. They say, you just need that one hit song. No, you don't. Having that one hit song or having that one viral clip or that viral moment is not what is going to give you the success that you want and need in the music industry. See, you have to actually build that core fan base. And, having that one hit song or that one viral clip will get you a lot of attention. But if you cannot back that up, it's pointless. It's useless. It doesn't do you anything. And we've all seen one hit wonders throughout the whole history of American music, especially. But if you look at just the internet era, the social media era, especially, whether it's the SoundCloud era or the YouTube creator space, like the YouTuber movement and stuff like that, people will go viral and be hot for a little bit, but if they can't sustain that, then they'll never actually get anywhere. And see, that's the difference from what you hear me say here on Makin Cents Podcast all the time and what you'll hear on a lot of other podcasts. So if you go and frequent other music marketing podcasts, you're going to hear one thing, no matter who you listen to. But here at Makin Cents Podcast, you're going to hear something totally different, okay? Because I'm actually going to break everything down to where it's actually logical. It's actually something that you can do as an independent artist. Having a nationwide or international hit is something that a lot of independent artists have a very hard time doing, and they will burn themselves out and get really jaded with the whole industry while they're trying to do that. And it's the same when it goes with content online. They will say, I don't want to be a content creator, I don't want to be a YouTuber or something like that, I'm an artist. They'll have all these different, not necessarily excuses, but things that they say that will basically say the same thing. I don't want to be that cookie cutter. I don't want to just pop and fizzle. And they say that because they know that they need to have that deeper connection, but they feel like all the information that they're hearing everywhere is just telling them, you just need that one hit, that one viral, that one piece. But that's not true. So I'll break it down into multiple different sections. Now, let's talk about the money first, okay? So if you have a clip, a short form video clip that goes viral on Instagram Reels or TikTok, you are basically going to get paid nothing for that. So if you actually go and Google how much royalties Instagram or TikTok pays, it's not that much at all. TikTok actually pays more than what Instagram does, but here recently, I'm shooting this in February of 2025. When you're watching as your business, TikTok is kind of on the fritz right now here in America, especially. They've had UMG pull out of them already last year. They've had a lot of issues with possibly getting banned or shut down from the United States, everything like that, right? But, they pay based on how many views and also how many pieces of content are created with your music. So that's where TikTok is really, really big on getting what's called UGC, user generated content, to use your music, which means like all your fans are creating content using your music, or just people who may have just heard the song randomly and they like it, right? Content creators using your music in their content. That's where it pays off of there. But again, it doesn't pay that much, especially since they parted ways with UMG. They really don't have a lot of the money coming in anymore like they used to. And so Instagram or even Facebook, just in the meta platforms, are even less than that. They pay a fraction of what even streaming pays. And everybody knows streaming, especially on Spotify, doesn't pay anything. They pay an average of like 0.3 to 0.5 cents per stream, right? And if you go and look at it, I've actually seen artists who will go crazy about this. I had an artist one time, he said he got 1 million streams on one of his songs, and he only got like $25, and he was freaking out. He's like, what? I thought 1 million streams was $4,000 or whatever it was, like at that time, what everybody was saying, right? And I went and I was like, yo, man, let me see what you're talking about. And so he showed me in DM, and it was 1 million streams on Meta, on Facebook and Instagram. And I said, it was mainly Facebook stories. And I'm like, okay. And I went and looked it up, and Facebook pays like 0.001, like a very small fraction. It almost looked like when you buy Bitcoin, you get that fractions, and it's like 0.0001, and then it has a bunch of numbers. That's basically what it looked like as to what they would actually pay over on Meta platforms. Basically nothing. And I'm like, well, that's why. You got 1 million views on like your stories and reels and stuff like that on Meta platforms, and they pay almost zero. So that's why it equated out to about $20-something. And so if you want to look at the dollars and cents of it, off the jump, you don't get paid anything off of your stuff over there, okay? And especially, as I say all the time, if you're running pre-promotion for these videos, you're running these clips before you even launch the song itself or even the music video, but especially the song, you won't be able to capitalize at all because it won't even generate any of those fractions of a penny streams on the Meta platforms because you haven't even uploaded it through your distribution yet. So if y'all haven't seen the episode already, I'll link it down below, but there's an episode on why pre-promotion is dead that I shot a couple months ago, actually, here on the channel. And you can go and see, I'll break down, that's one point, but I break down other points as to why pre-promotion is bad. But trying to go viral in total doesn't pay off the top, especially on Instagram and TikTok. And so some of you might be thinking the same thing that I've also looked into. Okay, well, what about after? Because when I put up my short form piece of content, if I link that song, let's say it is distributed, we're not doing pre-promotion, right? We're doing post-promotion, which is what you should do. If I link that song through Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, you link it up to the clip, oh, well, then people can click and they can go on and they can go and stream my stuff on these other platforms. Okay, well, if you at least go by the 10% rule, only about 10% of those people that see your stuff are actually going to take that next step to go over to your streaming platform and check it out. And so if you're just going to get 10% off of that, and then you're going over to the streaming platform like Spotify, where you're going to get another fraction of a penny, it just doesn't equate to anything substantial at all. You're still basically getting nothing because 90% or more of your views are going to be on the platform that pays the bare minimum. I'm talking about like only a couple percent of a penny per view is what they're going to be paying over there on those platforms. And then the 10% of those that do transfer over, you're still only getting a fraction, right? And I'm not trying to say this to say not to post short form content up on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. But what I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't expect to go viral and that to make your career off of your short form content. See, your short form content is designed to draw attention to your longer form content. Now, yeah, you can create custom short form pieces of content that's just a short piece of content. But the main thing that you want to do is take clips of longer form content, whether it's a music video, any other kind of video that you want to create, and then you take those clips and you post them onto all the social platforms, which is something I tell artists all the time. You know, hey, don't just post only to TikTok, make sure you're posting everywhere, including YouTube. See, that's where a lot of artists will miss, is posting their shorts to YouTube, because YouTube has a place called Shorts, right? They'll post to Instagram Reels all day, but then they may leave off Facebook, which is crazy because you can just upload everything through the Meta Business Suite and it posts to Facebook and Instagram at the same time. And no, it's not that whole resharing to the other platforms, because when you do that, it devalues it. I'm talking about original uploaded content to these platforms. And then, you know, and people will also, they'll post to their TikTok and their Instagram, but then they won't post to their YouTube. But in their bio, they'll have a link to their YouTube. Well, that doesn't help the algorithm on YouTube if 10% or less of the people who are seeing your short form content over on Instagram or TikTok are actually taking that next step to go over to your YouTube. You're still not getting the algorithm to actually work right for you. And you're not even letting the algorithm exercise. See, short form pieces of content are just awareness. And when you post to all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube with your short form content, you will raise your awareness in total as an artist. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. It's not about trying to go viral on a clip. If it happens, it happens, but you don't need to be trying to do it. What you need to be doing is focusing on raising awareness to you, who you are, what you stand for, and the music that you create as an artist. See, that is what will end up transferring all of your attention over into a solid fan base. But you have to actually draw people over to your YouTube and then also activate the YouTube algorithm. See, I was talking about this on the last episode on how YouTube is one of the best platforms to promote on. If you're going to be spending money on playlisting or anything like that to try to promote your Spotify, you should not. Because again, Spotify pays a fraction of what YouTube does. And if you want a deeper breakdown, go check out the last video. I'll link it down below as well too. But basically, here's the gist of it. YouTube has 1.4 billion users and growing. It comes automatically preloaded onto all smartphones, right? Anytime somebody gets a smartphone, it gets preloaded on there. They say they have 1.4 billion active users. Then they have YouTube Music, which is their paid streaming service that you get with like YouTube Red. YouTube Music has roughly 100 million paid subscribers. So when you promote over on YouTube, you're having an available audience of 1.4 billion people. You're putting your stuff out in video, which you should. If you're not putting out video over on YouTube, you're just putting out still images, you're really messed up. But you're putting out video, and YouTube is the premier video platform. They were the first. They've been doing it the longest. They're owned by Google, which runs the internet. So they are able to actually analyze what everybody likes and custom tailor their algorithm to them. And so if you and your content fits into what they like, YouTube knows exactly what to do with it. All these other platforms, even Meta, they're not quite as good with moving your content to the right people as what YouTube is. And I've tested this. I've ran ads over on TikTok. It's pretty much a waste. All they do is just inflate your numbers and make you feel good. I've ran ads over on Meta, and you'll have a little conversion over to people taking action to click on like the longer form YouTube video or something. But in general, it just doesn't convert. But YouTube has great success. Okay, and then like I said last time as well too, YouTube also pays between 1 and 3 cents per stream, depending on YouTube Red, country, if they're watching on YouTube proper or listening on YouTube Music. There's a lot of variables in that, but on average 1 to 3 cents per stream, which is the highest out of everyone. They have the largest user base and they pay the most out of all the other platforms. So, like by a long shot, to put it in context, Spotify claims that they're the largest streaming platform, which audio-wise they are. They have roughly about I think it was 250 million paid users, and their total user base is about 400 million or something like that, because they got almost the same amount as of free users as they do as paid users, which, as we know, a lot of those are bots, bot farms and stuff like that the majors use and everything, and a lot of independent artists use as well too, which don't ever do those. Okay, don't get on playlists, and try to avoid getting on any playlist that's not a user generated playlist, like people adding you to their work or their workout playlist or their running or their driving or whatever. They're individual playlists, and you can see that on your Spotify for artists in your dashboard. You'll actually, when you click on music, you go to playlists, you scroll down, you'll see algorithmic playlists, which will be released weekly, and anything else that you get added onto, Discover Weekly and stuff. You scroll down, you'll see the individual people's playlists in there. And you got to watch out too, because sometimes you'll have some scam playlists that'll add you unintentionally for a couple days and then take you off. They'll spike your streams. It's all fraudulent. You make sure you report those, but that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, so user base wise, they have approximately 400 million, which is 1/3 with the total user base of YouTube, which is 1.4 billion and growing. Then their paid user base is larger. I will give them that. They have 250 million. YouTube Music only has about 100 million. But then you go and look at the royalties. Spotify pays between 0.3 and 0.5 cents per stream, depending on country. If you're getting a lot of streams in a country that doesn't pay very much, then you're going to be closer to that 0.1 cent per stream than you will ever be towards the 0.3 or the 0.5. However, over on YouTube, especially YouTube Music, they pay a lot more. And that's why I say you need to go over to YouTube when you're doing your promotion. So anytime you're running these short form videos, they need to have the long form video on YouTube. You need to be posting the short form videos on YouTube in the shorts as well too, because the YouTube platform is just so much better. Okay, now when you're going to create your content, your long form content, there's a strategy I like to use, and that every one of the artists that I work with, we do the same thing. So they release at least one music video per month. They release one music related video per month, which is usually tied to either that release, that music video release that just released that month, or one that has previously released, in order to draw attention back to it. Let's say, you're doing this strategy for a few months, and you had one song 2 months ago that did really, really well, but it's fallen off lately. Well, you want to draw more attention to it, so maybe you do a behind the music, or if you're a band, you do an acoustic version, or if you're a vocalist, you do an a cappella version or something like that, or some kind of remix to it. You do that, and to draw attention back to the original video that did well. But anyway, so you have one music video per month, one music related video per month, and then you have 2 lifestyle related videos. So it could be something about your writing process or your music creation process if you want, but I usually like to keep them interest based or hobby based. So if your music talks, like I always say all the time, if you talk about inhaling plants like Cottonmouth Kings, right? I gotta watch what I say, because I do run ads on this content, and so I can't say certain things, right? But if you're like Cottonmouth Kings, the band, or Wiz Khalifa, or anybody like that who likes to inhale plants a lot, and that's all their music's about, that's their whole lifestyle, that's their whole brand, if that's what you're about as well too, as an artist or a band or whatever, that's cool. Create that kind of content in long form, then chop it up into clips, right? And if you're socially active, you're involved in politics or social issues or anything like that in your music, and it represents who you are as not just an individual, but as an artist as well too. It's what you want your platform to stand for, what you want your music to help raise awareness to, like Immortal Technique, and there's a ton of artists, honestly, but Immortal Technique's the first one off the top of my head. It's one I like. Then you will be creating content like that. And if you have interests of nature or whatever, and your music speaks to that peacefulness and nature or whatever, you'll want to create too lifestyle-based posts, interest-based, hobby-based stuff like that speaks to what you represent in your music as well too. So that will give you 4 long-form videos per month. Again, a music video, a music-related video, and 2 lifestyle posts per week. Okay, or per month, per month. And then what you do is you take and clip those down into 5 to 6 clips each. You can do 7 if you want to, but at least 5 clips on each video. And then you stagger the release of those clips to not just YouTube Shorts, where you can connect it to the main video when you're uploading it, because they'll have a tab that says related video. You go ahead and select that and you tag it back to the original video. That helps draw more awareness back to that. But then you also can take those clips and post them up over on your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, and your X. Okay, don't forget about X, y'all. Everybody forgets about X all the time, and it has been a really big place for a lot of people to have conversations for quite a while, even when it was Twitter. And independent artists keep forgetting to post over there. There's a bunch of people over there. It's not like nobody goes over there anymore since it's X now. There's still a lot of people that go over there. Now, whether you have political or personal beliefs that don't necessarily mesh with what you feel that platform stands for, that's your personal opinion. If you choose not to for that reason, I'm not going to hold it against you. That's your choice. But personally, I say, just because you don't agree with what you feel or what you believe is the whole principle of that platform doesn't mean you can't go over there. Speak your piece. Put out your music and try to promote it over there, because there's going to be people over there that will resonate with your content. Guaranteed, there will be people that resonate with it, and you'll be able to find them. And go over there and follow all the people that you closely relate with, whether it's music or whatever, right? You go over there and you follow all those people that you like, that you already follow on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube, right? You follow those people and you start engaging in conversation on their posts and other people's posts and stuff like that. And then it will start helping to train your algorithm, not just for what you see on your feed, but also when people interact back with you. When you're making these posts, they'll start seeing their posts as well too, okay? And you're doing it 100% genuine and organic. You're only associating with people that you actually care about. I almost said some stuff that I can't say when I'm running promotions, right? Because if y'all ever check in on the Wednesday night, the WTF Wednesday live stream exclusively over on YouTube, Music Making Sense Podcast, you'll hear me. Every other word is a cuss word. But on these episodes, for one, I tone it back just to get the information across, because not everybody likes that. But also, I can't run ads to help promote this episode if I'm doing a lot of foul language, right? But anyway, so that's how you can use X, okay? But in general, that's what you need to do for your posting schedule, okay? And if you all want a content creation and posting calendar, like to show you exactly how to lay it out, like what I'm talking to you about, if you go to musicmakingsensepod.com/free call, you can sign up to hop on a free video call with me where I can help you build a strategy, but I also will give you this content creation posting calendar that you can use, and it'll help you schedule everything out, okay? So if you're interested in that, again, I'll have the link below, but musicmakingsensepod.com/free call, links down below for that as well too, okay? So, but anyway, again, it's a free call. There's no stipulations. You don't have to put card on fire or nothing like that. You can hop on a free call. We can discuss your goals for your artistry as a solo artist or as a band. We can discuss your goals and kind of growth, and I can build you a custom plan. I'll give you this content creation calendar as a gift for sitting down with me. And there's no obligation. If you want to work with me after that, we can. If you don't, that's completely your choice. Okay, and I've had artists that want to work with me immediately It's like, okay, let's get it moving right now, today. Take my money. Let's get this moving. And I've had artists that say, okay, thank you. I'm gonna take your information. I'm gonna go work on it. I like to do everything DIY. I'm perfectly fine either way, honestly. Okay, so, but anyway, your short content should always lead back to your YouTube channel and to that specific piece of content. So again, make sure you're putting all these shorts over on your YouTube. Okay. Another thing that you can do, which is kind of what I was talking about with TikTok, is you can ask your fan base to create UGC, user generated content. Just ask your fan base, hey, will y'all do me a favor to help me? If y'all really like this song, do me a favor, create a post of any kind, whatever you want to do, like no holds barred, and use my music in it. You can be lip syncing to my music if you want to. I don't care. Just tag me in it, and what I will do is I will repost that video onto my platform. So with this, what you're doing is you're getting another instance of your content being used on those platforms, and then you're also showing love to those people who did that for you and reposting it to your platform, which sometimes is bigger than what theirs is, so it makes them feel a lot better as well too. It makes them feel like they're participating in your music too. And that's the key, is you are allowing your fans to participate in the growth of your music in a very creative way, especially if you have a creative audience. And what this does is it helps them build a deeper connection to your music in total, which is actually what's going to help you start building a real community for your music online. Like how I tagged it back to one of the descriptions of this video. How to build a real music community online. That's what it's all about. You have to build that deeper connection in order to do this. Because if not, all you're going to be doing is just trying to go viral all day and hopping on the latest trend. And a lot of y'all don't morally feel that this is the right thing for you to do. You feel, feeling like my seat's all crooked. Anyway, a lot of artists that I talk to and work with don't like hopping on the latest trends and trying to be trendy and trying to go viral. You want to be popular, but you're not concerned about being internationally famous because you feel like that's disingenuous to you as an artist and as a creative individual. And I completely resonate with that. Just think about what I said at the beginning of this episode. If I wanted to be like all these other music marketing channels, I would be finding what they're talking about right now, what's trending. I would create a video talking about the exact same thing in order to try to jack into that trend. But I don't. If anything, I'm taking what they're talking about right now and flipping it on its head and exposing the truth behind the fraud that they talk about. Because trying to go viral, trying to get yourself to blow is not the way. And there are some music marketing channels that are finally coming around to that. And I have been talking the same stuff for the whole year and a half that I've had this podcast, Music Making Cents Podcast. You can go back to any episode that you want to in Music Making Cents Podcast library. Any episode. Pick the first one if you want to. And I am not talking about here's how to go viral. I'm talking about here's how to build a real community. And the first few episodes were a little rocky. I do want to warn y'all, okay? Just like when you go watch any podcast, the first few episodes are rocky. But I'm like 70-something episodes in now, and I'm really smoothed out now. But I've always been talking about how to build a real community. Don't worry about streams. Worry about actually getting people over to your website and build that real community and that deeper connection with them through email direct communication, through insider programs. I've always been talking about this because that is exactly how you are actually going to be able to grow a real community online as an independent artist. You can't do it by going viral, because if you do that, you'll be a one-hit wonder. And you can go look at any genre in any decade and find the one-hit wonders and see how they shot up really fast and then dropped. And some of them, yeah, they shot up, they cashed out, and they left, and then they went on to other endeavors. They used music as a fundraiser essentially, and as a fame builder, so they can go on to something else. There's a lot of people who use music to go on into movies and TV, a ton, and that's perfectly fine, because they're like, hey, look, music's cool, but I tried this, I kind of like this, I got an interest in it, and they end up loving it. And they make a lot more money most of the time, but they end up loving it. And that's what matters the most, is that they enjoy it. And so, trying to go viral all the time is not going to bring you any enjoyment. However, if you stay real to who you are, you create music videos and music-related content and interest in lifestyle-based content that is true to you, who you are, what you try to represent in your music, and what you stand for, and you stand on your principles and your morals as an artist and as an individual, then you're actually going to be able to have way more fulfillment in your music career, and the strangers that you eventually convert into fans are going to notice that as well too. And that's what's going to be the key to actually converting them over, is that realism and that deeper connection. And so anytime I hear an artist say, oh, I'm gonna let the music speak for itself, I say, yo, the music can't speak for itself if nobody's around to hear it. And nobody's going to be around to hear it if they don't care about you. So when you are out here creating your content, use the blueprint I just said. 4 videos a month. It doesn't have to be nothing super elaborate and expensive, okay? But create those 4 videos a month, chop them into 5 shorts, and you can chop them up manually yourself, or if you're not really good at video editing, I recommend using Opus. Opus is a software. I'm not sponsored by them or nothing like that. I do have a link down below that gets you a discount. But Opus is an online program where you can upload your YouTube video, and it will chop it into a bunch of clips for you. You can go through, find ones that you like, and it's all text-based editing. So you can erase words, add words, stuff like that, and it'll edit the video itself, put the stuff up on the screen. It has a B-roll option over there too if you want to throw in some B-roll or something if you feel like it. But it makes it a lot quicker, a lot easier, especially for y'all who don't have experience with video editing and stuff, okay? So again, if y'all want to check out Opus, I got a link down below as well too, okay? And like I said, they're not sponsoring this video or nothing like that, but if you use my link, you will get a discount. So enjoy. But when you're doing that, you're posting it to all the platforms, and you're using interest-based descriptions and titles on your short and long-form videos. That's what's going to be gravitating and grabbing all of your strangers and turning them into fans. And whenever I'm working with the artists who have taken me up on these free calls that I'm talking to you all about, and hopped on a call, saw the strategy I built for them exactly to what they wanted out of their career. Like, I have some artists that want to grow their fan base, and I have one band that I just recently started working with who they're like, hey, I'm perfectly cool just staying on my local radio network here in Australia where I live, because they're an Australia-based band. They're not concerned, about going, viral on all the other platforms. They're like, hey, I would just like to, I make this music for everybody, but I'd like this local radio network here in Australia to really resonate with my stuff. So I built a custom plan to help them get on as many of the local radio stations in Australia as possible. And Australia has a totally different radio network than what America does, so don't get it twisted on that. But anyway, all these artists that I work with, minus that one, who want to grow their fan base, I always say, okay, let's build your YouTube. We take the clips, we post them on other platforms, but we focus solely on YouTube. Because again, the largest audience, pays the most, and has the best algorithm. So why would you not? And what you're doing with this is you're activating the algorithm over on the largest platform that has the best algorithm. You're starting to draw in a lot more attention to you. And then when we run strategic ads on YouTube and Google, which are, again, the largest platforms on the planet, when we're running these strategic ads on those platforms, you are getting a super low cost per view. I have an artist right now that's getting 0.2 cents per view on their, 0.3 cents per view on their campaign for Google and YouTube promotions on their music video. So they're paying 0.3 cents per view on average. And then again, like I said, YouTube pays between 1 and 3 cents per view. And in both instances, a view is calculated at 30 seconds or longer. So they're getting YouTube streams, and they're paying less than what Spotify pays in royalties. They're paying that out in advertising fees. So they're doubling and tripling their money that they're investing into their growth. And they're growing their platforms, they're activating the algorithm, and they're getting more and more people to come organically to their channel and check it out because of the interest-based content and the music-based content. And it's all working together. And then they have all their music linked up to their YouTube channel so people can go and add it to their playlist on YouTube. And again, you're continuing that growth on your YouTube. Okay? So that's why whenever I work with any artist, whether you sit down with me on a free one-on-one call where I build a strategy for you, or whether you end up hiring me and I work with you one-on-one like all the artists that I work with on a regular basis, our strategy focuses on YouTube, not just in the paid advertising, but also in the content creation and posting, in order to grow a real community online, because YouTube has the best ecosystem for that. Hands down. They have the best algorithm. They have the biggest platform. They have the community tab. They have everything that you need. YouTube Music. I mean, I don't know why you would want to promote your stuff anywhere else. And when you start building your YouTube, that will deepen the connection. People will start going over to your website, joining your insider program, and getting live one-on-one calls with you or live group calls with you, like the insider group and stuff like that. They'll be able to actually participate in your music more. And these are all things that we can discuss in the one-on-one calls as well too, that you can build after you start getting this train moving of gaining more attention and regular fans coming back to your YouTube channel and viewing your lifestyle created content, your music content, and your music in total. So again, if you want to start building a real online community, a real career in music, then you need to go down below. There's a link, musicmakingsensepod.com/free call. Hop on a free call with me. Schedule it on your time. It doesn't matter what time zone. I'll work with your time zone and your time availability, okay? Again, like I said, I'm here in the United States on the East Coast time zone. I work with people in Canada on West Coast time. And like I said, I got a band in Australia that I work with now as well too. I even work with people over in the UK. So no matter what time zone, we can figure it out. We can hop on a one-on-one call. I'll build you a free strategy. We'll discuss everything, build it custom to your plan. And I'll even give you that content creation and posting calendar as well too. Absolutely free. Okay, so again, musicmakingsensepod.com. Let's hop on our free call. And if you're not interested yet, maybe this is the first video you've seen from me. Continue checking out the other videos that I post here every single Monday on Music Making Sense Podcast. You can find me on all platforms, YouTube or your favorite podcast platform, listening to these episodes. And then, come by the WTF Wednesday live stream exclusively over on YouTube. Submit your music or just hang out and peek around. See what it's all about. See what I'm all about. Get to know me a little bit more before you all want to hop on a call. I completely understand. But keep on checking out Music Making Sense Podcast. Keep on referring it to other artists that you know. And help this channel grow. It's growing like crazy right now. And I'm trying to help as many artists as possible. And so that's why I'm doing all kinds of things for free or low cost to help as many independent artists get that real growth as possible. So again, book that free call. I don't care what I just said. I know I just said, oh, well, if it's your first, time seeing me, blah, blah, blah. Look, let me tell you something real quick before I let y'all go, okay? In February, or technically it's the last day of January, I ran a raffle to get free marketing services away to people. I'm doing that every single month, okay? So if you want to submit to that, link below, everything like that, right? But anyway, every single month I'm giving away a month worth of free music marketing services. And at the end of January, I was doing the raffle for February. An artist came by for his very first time. He just heard about me, got referred to the show. This is no lie. You can go watch the WTF Wednesday for the last day of January, and you'll be able to see this in the chat and everything like that as well too. This is not scripted. He got referred to me from another podcast. Shout out to Hip Hop Radar Underground on YouTube. He got referred to me. He came by. He entered to win, and he won on his very first day even getting to know about me. And now me and him are working together. We're building and growing his YouTube channel for him. And he's like, man, this is amazing. I don't know what I've been doing all this time. I didn't know about you. I've been trying to figure things out on my own, and I don't know, man. Like, this marketing stuff is not really for me. I just like entertaining and creating content. And that's 90% of the artists that I work with are just like him. Y'all just want to create the content, create the music, entertain your fans, engage with them, and that's it. That's where I come in to help. So again, musicmakingsensepod.com/free call down below. Make sure y'all click that, and let's hop on a call, and let's get your real online community growing and build that real career that you want on your terms. If you want to be a super mega star, we can work on that. It's going to take time, but we can work on that. If you just want to stop working these nonsense part-time or full-time jobs that you can't stand, and you just want to be 100% self-employed off of music and have a decent living, just be able to pay your bills, maybe save a little bit for a rainy day, we can work on that. Click the link below. Let's book that free call. Until next time, y'all have a good one.